everybody. Today I'm going to make it a sort of assorted trigger video, but it is an unboxing sort of, but so I know I do a lot of these, it's convenient, and it kind of reminds me to do it. So there's gonna be no more Stitch Fix boxes. But I do get the Caffeine and Legends box, which I always highly recommend, and it's different, some different stuff in there every time, so I figured it might make for a good trigger assortment video. And then when I opened up this one is probably really good for this, but so we'll see about doing those. And yeah, then the only other very quick update before we get started is I think that I'm going to reconfigure my situation because I know that the audio is not ideal and that audio is really important for ASMR. So I still have my Blue Yeti microphone. I haven't used it in a while, obviously, but I'm thinking the only reason I can't use it right now is because I don't have a convenient way to sync it with the audio in the video because I'm taking the video with my phone. So I think the next time that I go shopping, I'm going to get a webcam for my computer, which is right here, and then hook up the Blue Yeti into the computer. So the audio should be getting better very soon. And that will hopefully help things. So this box is the October box, and this month's theme is paranormal pages. So we'll just go through the little pamphlet really quick. So I really like the art on the cover. Alright, so this usually just goes over what's going to be in the box. I'm not going to read all of it because it's a lot. It is a lot. It's a little note from the author. They mention, this month's brew or the coffee comes from Ohio, which is where I'm from, so that's cool. And then on the back, it has recipes. I never make them because I don't spend a lot of time in the kitchen. I try to avoid it. Even for drinks, even for baking, and I love baked goods. I would like to spend time baking, I just don't care that much. I can get it from the store. And I can't cook. To save my life, I'm not good at cooking. So, I like to sometimes keep them and act like I'm going to do the recipes, but I never do, so. Maybe, if it's not mirrored, which I can't tell if it will be, you guys can maybe make these on your own if you can read them. I'm not sure how this will turn out. All right, so yeah, it says it comes from Ohio, the coffee, which is interesting. Like obviously not the coffee beans, but the blend itself, I guess, was roasted and stuff in Bowling Green. Let me see. Oh, that's so funny. So for this box, you can choose between a monthly coffee, tea, or drinking chocolate, or you can do a roulette of those where you could do any kind of pairing or all three, and then they just send you kind of randomly whatever they have left, I think. And the drinking chocolate comes from Arizona, which is where I currently live. Let's see, where does the tea come from? Missouri. I've never lived in Missouri. Oh, pumpkin spice tea. That would have been good. Okay. So that, again, I don't want to really read through all of it, but so the first item, so these come with a book, a coffee, tea, or drinking chocolate, and then a few gifts that either have to do with the theme or the season or directly with the book. So the first gift that comes with this box is a wooden keychain that says home is where the books are, which I'm a firm believer in. After moving as many times as I have, I realized that it doesn't really feel like home until my bookshelves are all set up and have all their books on them and it all looks nice. That and my desk situation. If my bookshelves and my desk isn't set up, it doesn't feel like home. So this is nice and small, so it does make for influencer hand. It does make for a good keychain, which I'll probably add it to my keychain. And you can see if you look up close, maybe bring the influencer hand back. You can kind of see, it's not really focusing the way I want it to. There we go. You can see the texture of the wood carving. I think the text is kind of reminds me of SpongeBob text. So when I have my microphone set up again, I'll be able to do proper ear to ear. Yeah. My dog was playing with a cat toy. That's another assorted trigger video I could do in the future, is they also have monthly boxes. I think it's funny that I joke all three of us, there's 4 of us, but the cats have a joint box. So we each get a monthly enrichment box. But that's something else I could show you, because the dog and cat toys are always crinkly, and the I just got her buttons and she's learning how to use them. I think she might press one and I'll obviously cut it out. But they got a textured lick mat, so I'll just include the textured lick mat in the trigger video, and I'll do that next as one, because I didn't think to make it into a video. That's the keychain. I actually, during that last cut, I brought over the textured lick mat. So this is what the cats got. One of the things the cats got in their box yesterday. So basically, it is this rubber mat. And it has these suction cups on the back that do sort of stick to the floor or a counter or a window if you wanted to have it up. And then on the front side, there are three different textures for them to lick, which the box came with treats, and one of them was like one of those tubes. They're kind of like Go-Gurt, and they have like the wet cat food in it as a treat. So the idea is you squeeze that onto parts of the mat, and the cats really enjoy licking that. I had never heard of this before. So the first texture is these little X's. And they're kind of thick, kind of chunky, as you can see. The second texture are these little dots. I don't know where my microphone is. These kind of remind me of, oh my gosh, I don't even know what it is. I don't know. I don't even know how to begin describing it, but it was something that my uncle had, some kind of like decorative ball that had to do with golf or bocce ball or something. I have no idea what my memory tried to refer to, so apologies for even bringing it up. Unless you somehow know what I'm talking about, in which case please let me know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, this is probably, I don't know, I rate this a 2 out of 10 in terms of sound and like feeling. I don't know if they liked it either. This one I would rate a 6 out of 10, honestly. I like this one a lot. In terms of feeling, I think this sounds pretty good. And finally, my favorite texture on the mat are these little fish bones. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I don't know about the sound. I don't know about the sound. Get out of here, sir. Go. Alright. They're not the easiest to get to make sound, but they're really cute. I like them visually the most, but that's the texture mat for the cats. So, all right, next, the next snack, or I shouldn't, it's not always snacks. The next gift that they included is calico popcorn. Honestly, when I saw this, that was what made me decide to make a video for this box, because I feel like there are so many sounds that you could make with this. And honestly, I know that there's some people, some ASMR artists that have just go-to triggers that they bring up, and people get excited when they see them, and it's like, hey, my favorite trigger. I am not gonna make this. I know myself. So I feel like maybe I would one day make a little bit of it, but popcorn, hello. Popcorn is, 1, not my favorite snack. 2, I'm not gonna be making my own popcorn. Playing with oil terrifies me. I don't have a popcorn maker, so this will be around in its current state for quite some time. So when I have a microphone that's up and running, maybe using this as one of my triggers. Could be fun. I also visually really like the colors, the color differences here. I had considered closing my window and thought, no, I don't need to, but I've decided I actually am because there's a sidewalk right outside my window. I know this isn't terribly loud, and that's why I thought it would be good to do when my microphone is up and running, because I think that having the mic sensitivity up a little bit would be really nice. But hopefully you can still hear it. Hopefully the sound of my PC fan isn't drowning it out too much. Alright, so that is the popcorn. That's fun. Okay. So another thing that's in the box is these packing peanuts, and they're kind of covering the things I need right now, so really quickly I'll do them next. I think that I will really enjoy doing this with my Blue Yeti as well, because it's, yeah, we need to have the Blue Yeti set up, so I hope you guys can hear it. If not, by next month's box, I'll have the Blue Yeti set up. So there's all these packing peanuts. That's nice. Doing them 2 at a time sounds really nice, but it doesn't last as long. Alright. Oh my gosh. Here. One more, because it was on top of the coffee. I'll do that next. Alright, no, that one didn't have the same. Maybe it did. I wouldn't know. Okay. The So the coffee is Grounds for Thought. I think it's really cute that the picture is a hummingbird. Oh my god. I can smell it through the bag and it's so good. Okay, so it's story time. Get ready. So for me and my family, like my mom and my grandma, presumably further back as well, hummingbirds are always really exciting for us to see. And if you are unfamiliar with an amakua, they are ancestral sort of animal guides. The idea of an amakua comes from a Hawaiian tradition, and I am not as familiar as I should be to talk about it, so I will let you do your own research and encourage you to do so. But the idea is that people have this ancestral animal guide that is a way of your ancestors signaling to you that you're on the right track, you're on your correct path, and you're doing great. The animal for your line doesn't change. So if you do have some kind of animal that just seems like your whole family or a certain part of your family, like a line, is, I don't know, feels optimistic about, gets excited when they see them, it might be worth considering. Or if you see them a lot, especially when you're doing something that feels like you're following your chosen path, that might be your amakua. So while I have the affinities for birds are generally, for me, crows and ravens, vultures, hawks. So hummingbirds are a bit different, but whenever I see one, it really does feel like it comes at a time in my life where I need some kind of encouragement, or some kind of sign that, yes, you're making the right choice here. And again, my mom and grandma also get really excited to see some hummingbirds. They always had hummingbird feeders. So when I moved to Phoenix, there's actually a tree right outside my window, and a hummingbird lives in it. So I see her every day. She comes and says hi at my window. One time I was out putting out the regular bird feeder on my porch. She flew right up and kind of in my face, and I thought she was requesting her own food to be refilled. So I think it's cute that the hummingbird is also on this coffee. So that was my story. Grounds for Thought is the name of it. It apparently comes out of Ohio. And let's see. All right. The blend comes from Ohio. As I mentioned, the beans come from Colombia. Generally, and it does look very Ohio, by the way. This really gives Ohio. There's usually notes where it will mention, like my last one said notes of grapefruit. This one does not have notes, but it's okay. Not on the back either. But that's okay. It smells really nice. Chocolatey. Typically, for a Caffeine and Legends box, these come whole bean. I actually had to email them to request that they send me ground coffee instead, because I don't have a coffee grinder, and I did at one point, but it didn't last very long. I don't know how loud that is to you guys. Can't tell if it sounds good or not. Maybe it's loud. Maybe I should stop. All right. That is the coffee. All right, and finally, for the main attraction. Try to be quiet with this because it's kind of loud packaging. So, the books always come in these wax paper covers, which when I have a little bit more control over the audio, it shouldn't be as loud. I'm not sure if it's even gonna be very loud. But in the case that it's really pleasant, you have to be really careful. Sounds like rain. I'm just gonna open it. I'll cut it. It's gonna be loud. Okay. So the book is called Play Nice. Play Nice. Play Nice. So we can do P L A Y N-I-S C-E. Play Nice. It is by Rachel Harrison. On the front cover, there's this old, haunted, maybe abandoned house and a tail, it looks like, dripping blood. I don't know anything about this book. I didn't read any of the little previews they sent or anything like that, but I will read the synopsis with you now. But it does seem generally perfect for spooky season. And they do tend to do a really good job at tying books together with the season. So, I forgot about that. They always send stickers as well. So they send a sticker with the author signature, and they've started, they didn't used to do this, but they've started sending stickers that reflect the theme of the book. So without further ado, okay, Cleo Louise Barnes leads a picture-perfect life as a stylist and influencer, but beneath the glossy veneer, she harbors a not-so-glamorous secret. She grew up in a haunted house. Well, not haunted, possessed. After Cleo's parents' messy divorce, her mother Alex moved Cleo and her sisters into a house occupied by a demon, or so Alex claimed. That's not what Cleo's sisters remember, or what the courts determined when they stripped her of custody after she went off the deep end. But Alex was insistent. She even wrote a book about the experience in the house. After Alex's sudden death, the supposedly possessed house passes to Cleo and her sisters. Where her sisters see childhood trauma, Cleo sees an opportunity for house flipping content. Only as the home makeover process begins, Cleo discovers there might be some truth to her mother's claims. As memories resurface and Cleo finally reads her mother's book, the presence in the house becomes more real and more sinister, revealing ugly truths that threaten to shake Cleo's beautiful life to its very foundation. That's nice. So this, to me, I don't remember the name of the movie. There's a movie though. I saw it recently. And it's basically what they said. A mom trying to care for her children. She's not doing a very good job. But then additionally, the house is possessed by what they say is a demon, but is clearly like a mimic or like a shade or something, like a poltergeist. And yeah, so it kind of is that, and it kind of seems like a mix of that and the animated Addams Family movie that came out in like, oh god, 2021 or something. It's like newer. It's also a perfect movie to watch around this time of year. It's very cute if you haven't seen it. So it definitely reminds me of both of those two things wrapped up into one. So I'm pretty excited about this book. I'll have to give you a review for next month's box. But otherwise, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, the audio, I've decided we're gonna fix that. So just need to get my camera, like a webcam, so that I can do both on my computer at once. Otherwise, I hope that you guys have a very good night, and I will see you next time.